Success leaves clues, you guys. And so my eyes are always open for the clue. Like, what is this experience here to teach me? And through experiences, I've just learned that investing your money is more important than making money. If you can master investing money, you don't ever have to worry about making money again.
It has to work or it has to work.
Man, I'm so excited just about the day. Anybody experience a breakthrough today? Anybody feel like this may be the day that really might change it all? Like, I'm gonna take this information, I'm gonna go run a bag up with it, right? I'm excited for y'all, right? I'm excited because just y'all showing up, right? Y'all showing out. I just wanna take a moment. Everybody in my inner circle, stand up real quick. Let's acknowledge them. Clap it up for them in there. Clean it up. Let's clap it up for them. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Good. Let's go. Everybody in my event space program, stand up. Let's make some noise. Clap it up. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, y'all can take a seat. Everybody in our passive income mastermind, stand up. Make some noise. Let's go. Man, I'm excited about it, y'all. And several of y'all will have an opportunity. I know I want to salute several people y'all got in our mastermind today. Some people y'all already got in the passive income community. We will possibly have an opportunity later for some of y'all to be able to get in that, because I truly believe that's going to be the thing to help y'all get to that next level. So if you're in our event space program, that's probably going to be the thing to upgrade to, right? If you want to get in our mastermind, our inner circle, I'm not pushing that because that's more around digital, but we had a couple people do that as well today. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. But if you get that opportunity, I'm just letting you know, move. It's going to be crazy. Y'all going to come spend a full day with us tomorrow. We at the Greatness Estates. We just got a whole lot planned for y'all to really help y'all make money in every different area. We're not just talking about event spaces. We're talking about government contracting, right? We're talking about real estate. We're talking about storage units. We're talking about podcast studios. There's so many different ways to make money. Like, again, we figured out the online is cool, but I need y'all to get some of that offline money. Some of them boring businesses that people are making millions and millions of dollars with, that somebody say, I deserve a piece. I deserve some of that, right? So I want to make sure that you guys are going to be able to get just that. So, man, I want to go ahead and bring some special people up to the stage. We're just going to have a conversation. And I want to start this off, man. I want to start, because it's girl power. I got to start this thing off with my sister, entrepreneur, actually a business partner of mine, all around amazing lady, amazing mother, co-owner of Social Proof Podcast, co-owner of the podcast studio. Stand to y'all feet, make some noise for my sister, Donni Wiggins.
Hey.
Let's go. Yeah. Who run the world? Who run the world? Who run the world? Let's go. Thank you for being here, sis. All right, next up, man, I want to go ahead and bring up a partner of mine, a good friend of mine, man. He's in our company, helps us and consults and just does such an amazing job. Somebody I look up to as a mentor and actually a friend. Been in the real estate for a long time and just know business, man. And he's going to be an intricate part with helping y'all grow your businesses as well. So I need y'all to stand up to y'all feet, make some noise for my brother, Demetrius Walker. Come on, let's go.
What up?
Let's get it.
What up? How we feeling, y'all? Let's give it up.
Let's go. Yeah. All right, last but not least, man, this young man, I like this young man because he's truly crushing it. And he's in the industry that not many people talk about, and it's storage units, right? He got something called Mailbox Millionaires. And I'm like, bro, I need you to come get that sauce on how to get money. My number one goal this year is to help y'all make as much money as you can. Like, there's no limits on the amount of money that can be made. I need y'all to stand to y'all feet, make some noise for my guy, Ramel.
Let's go.
Clap it up. Appreciate you. Let's get it. Man, so I just wanted to have a conversation. Y'all making a lot of money a lot of different ways. Like, and I just wanted to come up here. One of the things I always talk about, and I gotta give my sister credit. I always use her quote. I tell her I give you credit a couple of times, and it's just I use it. where I talked about having 6 and 7 figure conversations, she said that at one of my events a couple years ago, and it just stuck with me. It's like, if you could find a way to do that every single day, your bank balance would change. Donni, just talk about just the importance of, I guess, coaching and getting in the right environment. Before we get into some other stuff, I just think people got to understand it, because when you said that, I'm like, ooh, powerful.
Before we even do that, I got to say, I don't know who orchestrated the piece where the only 2 people in the room not from Atlanta had y'all in here swag surfing, but none of y'all was in here swag surfing. We talking about being in the right environment, Neo.
Yeah.
We got to be in the right environment. But in all seriousness, I learned years ago how important it is to have the right conversation. Like, you really are the sum of the conversations you have. Forget the people you're around. You can be around all of the right people. I've been in groups around all of the right people, but if in that environment you're a part of the wrong conversation, then the people don't really matter. So I shifted my mindset from having the type of girl talk that was filled with gossip or man drama or what she said and she didn't say or he didn't say, to now let me start having 7-figure conversations. See, I skipped the 6-figure conversations because when I found this out, I was already making 6 figures. But I had to understand what it was like to have a 7-figure conversation. And sometimes the only person that you can have that conversation with is yourself, right? When you start having these conversations with yourself, the 6-figure conversation, the 7-figure conversation, the intentionality puts you in a room where you begin to attract those people. You'll start attracting the Neos of the world who are multiple 7-figure entrepreneurs. And so when I started having
Donni,
7-figure...
8-figure.
Oh.
I just want to make sure. I just wanted to clarify it, though. Okay.
Correct me. I'm still, you know what I mean? Let me raise my bar, all right? And this is what I mean. So I stopped having conversations like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill. I stopped having the conversation like, girl, we need to start having a business. And I started having conversations with myself instead like, I am abundant and I have abundance around me. I attract money. Money is attracted to me. I am a magnet for money. Then my bills started getting paid easier. I started having conversations with myself like, I'm not waiting on anybody to do anything. I know me. I'm betting on me. I'm going to start this with me. That's a 7-figure conversation. Then my business started to take off. Then I started having conversations with, you know what? I need to have a seat at the table or I need to bring the table. Either way, I'm at the table, right? And so then I started meeting people like Nehemiah, who now I'm at tables with 8-figure income earners, right? 8-figure income earners. But it's all about, a lot of you guys are looking for coaching, and that's important. I'm a business coach, right? I believe I'm an advocate of coaching, but you can start coaching yourself. How you talk to yourself. I talk sexy to myself every day. Girl, you are powerful. You are amazing. You are so abundant. What are you about to go out here and do because you have to do it today? What can you do to improve your life in a way that your future self will thank you for it in 20 days, 25 days, 30 days? I don't need anybody talking nice to me. I start the coaching with myself.
Do you look in the mirror when you do that? Because that look like something you got to look in the mirror and say
First
how
of
you
all,
talking about.
You take your mirror, you take your camera from your cell phone, you take whatever it is, and you look in the mirror, and you better say it like you mean it. Girl, you look good today. Ooh, you smell amazing today. I see a $10,000 day today. $10,000, you feeling a $10,000 day, Donni Wiggins? Say it back to me, girl. Yes, Donni, I see a $10,000 day for you. Yes. Are we doing the Jimmy Choos today, Donni, or are we going to keep it real cute with something a little lower key, right? What are we doing? How are you feeling today, Donni? You feeling sexy? I feel sexy. Wait a minute. I don't know if I'm feeling sexy. Let me log into my Chase app real quick. Ooh, girl, we feeling real sexy today. I am smart. I am intelligent. You know what you're going to do today, Donni? You're going to go out and you're going to attract your next 6-figure client because that's just what you do. This is how I talk sexy to myself.
Ooh,
every day.
Talk that talk. Anybody about to start talking sexy to yourself? Wave at me if you're about to start talking sexy to yourself. Yeah. Ramel, man, so I met you through a mutual friend, actually one of my mentees, clients, Derek Boone, and y'all are like super tight. Y'all generate money together. Y'all build wealth together. 2 things. How important is it to be able to lock arms with people who get it? And you got this thing, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you do this thing with your family. You do a family meet? You do something where you helping the family. I want you to touch on that because I need people to understand like the importance of getting everybody around you on that wavelength. So I don't mind if you don't mind.
Absolutely. So relationships is more important than money. I need everybody to say relationships.
Relationships.
And what's crazy is, you know, people that I was able to grow up with from the bottom, they never even believed in me. So when I talk about this family legacy meeting back in 2018, I put my aunt, my cousins, my dad, my brother, my sister, I put everybody together in one room, and I made a couple of stipulations. I said, before you show up to this meeting, need to have your credit report pulled up. Before you show up to this meeting.
Write this down, because y'all got to have this meeting when you get home.
Before you show up to this meeting, make sure you have your LLC. And when we have this meeting, we're going to sit and talk financial literacy. We're going to see how can we strategize together, because I'm going on this path, and when I get to this level, I'm not going to be the family bank. We're going to come together. We're going to get to the next level. So the power in relationships, my cousin, he's a correction officer. So he works 40, 50 hours a week. He knows nothing about credit and real estate, but he has a 401k. So we had this family legacy meeting, opened up his credit profile. He had an 800 credit score, didn't even know it. I said, if I could show you how to get $45,000 in the next 24 hours, would you be open to it?
Yeah.
He said, let's do it. Would y'all be open to that?
Yeah. Yeah, tell us how.
So I put him on my business on an operating agreement, went and got $45,000 in 24 hours in business funding. He was like, damn, that's crazy. But now he's a private lender in a lot of my deals, and we're going to break that down. But I'm sharing that because your mentee, that's my partner that was able to put us together, we haven't even been tight a year, and we made 7 figures together. We made 7 figures together, and we haven't been known each other for over a year. And I have people that I grew up with for years and years and years that did not see it. So you got to believe in you. Get outside, get in the room with other people, and you're gonna make history.
That's good. I like that. Make history. Yeah, man. Meet, man. So you've been doing business for a long time. We actually met at another event. He honored me at this community event. This may not be related, but the other day, everybody at the mastermind, they love when you just talked about casting a vision. So Ramel just talked about how he did it with the family meeting, but a lot of people in here, spouses aren't on board, right? I don't know if you could kind of touch on that, because would it be helpful if your spouse was on board 100% without much friction? Like, yo, bet, I'm in. Would that be helpful? And I don't know. It may or may not. I don't know. Okay, cool. Because we don't got to talk about that if y'all want. But
So it's super important to have a vision within yourself, right? A lot of times you got a spouse. If you one of those people, and can we be transparent? Y'all all right with a little transparency today? How many of y'all over the last, let's just say 5 years, have probably started multiple businesses?
just say me, if that's you, because we can't really see nobody.
Yeah, all right. How many of us have stopped some of those businesses?
Somebody say me.
Right. It's because we don't have a vivid vision. And I want y'all to write that down. Vivid Vision is actually a book that every last one of you guys as a leader and as an entrepreneur should read. Vivid Vision. And that's something that we don't have. We hear about this going on. We got Donni over here. She doing her thing. She killing on the podcast. Now you want to shut your business down and start a podcast. We got Ramel over here. He's doing his thing. Now you want to jump in his lane. You want to jump in Neo's lane. You got to have a vivid vision for you and stick to it. Once you start your business, now you want to stop, and then you expect your spouse to get on board with you for the next one, and they ain't see the one you started at first all the way through. Not going to happen. And so now you're frustrated with your spouse. You talking to all your friends and family, talking about how much they don't support you, but you ain't supported yourself long enough yet for somebody else to want to support that. So you got to have a vivid vision and be able to break down and explain exactly what you're going to do with your spouse, what you need them to do to support it. And this is something that's real crazy, right? When it comes to women, how many of us men have a woman in our life that we either married to, dating, or really feel some type of way about, right? So it's super important to understand the purpose of woman and man. Women are superheroes. We are as well as men, but women are superheroes. They can actually recreate. We can't do that, right? So if you give a woman a word, right, she's going to give you back what? A paragraph. Right? Women were created to be incubators. Say it with me. Incubators. You give them a seed of sperm, they're going to give you back what? Life. You give them a vision for a business, most likely they're going to come back with all the facts for that vision and for that business. So you got to make sure that you come into the table correct with your vision if you want your spouse to support it.
That's good. That's good. So, Donni, you clap that up. That was good.
Hey, you're looking at this and you're probably enjoying this episode and the strategies and the gems that I give you. This is just a fraction of what you learn in my mastermind, right? I would love for you to be able to learn more information on how he's able to help Carter Cofield make $1 million in one single day, how he's able to help Rochelle Parks make over $500,000 in a day, learn how he's able to help Tevin grow his Instagram following from 70,000 followers to upwards to 200,000 followers within 2 months. And again, those results are not typical, let me be very clear, but they are possible for those who are willing to put work in, energy, and effort. If you're looking at this video right now, I want you to go to the website mastermindwithneo.com so you can apply to see if you're a good fit for our mastermind. This is specifically for someone looking to grow their digital business, right? Even though, y'all probably even know David Shan, Sleepers for Suckers. He's inside of my mastermind. You probably know Sonya, the student loan doctor. He's inside of my mastermind. You probably know Darius Daniels. He's inside of my mastermind. Those are just a few more people who are absolutely crushing it as a result of being inside of the community. So listen, if you're looking at this, right, and you're probably looking at the episode like, man, you're dropping so much gems, but can you imagine how many gems you'll get when you're actually inside of the environment, when you're tapped into the community? What I want you guys to go to right now is mastermindwithneo.com so you do not miss out on your opportunity to get tapped in. You will have to apply, you will have to get on the call, and hopefully you make the cut to be a part of what we got going on. I'll see you on the inside. Let's get back to the episode.
Donni, you are such a boss woman, like so assertive, so like, it's like my way or the highway. Like, how did you, or have you always been like that? Because what I don't want as our ladies in this room, I don't want them to get pushed over on. I don't want, like, there's certain things you just not going for in business, with partners, and I don't want any ladies in here to ever get pushed over. Did you develop that alpha woman that, like, yo, we gonna go make it happen, or is that something you're born with? Because I just don't want nobody to get taken advantage of.
Y'all, Neo would have you believe that I am a monster.
She ain't no monster, but she ain't
I'm so
playing
rough
around.
The edges,
Yeah.
but no, I'm not to be played with, and that's very serious. And I'm unapologetic about that, right? I don't think anybody should be played with in ways that they don't want to be played with. I have always, you can clap that up, absolutely. I'm an only child, so I may have a bit of an only child syndrome, right? Also, my mom taught me to be a leader, and I've always been a leader since the beginning of time. Now, I'm a lover of people, I'm kind, I'm genuine, but I'm kindest to myself first, and I just believe in setting myself up in an environment where things feel good for me. And if something doesn't feel good to me, I have no problem saying that. I have no problem raising my hand. I also don't have any problem having tough conversations, which is why I thrive in the space of operations. I think when it comes to being a woman, and I don't use the word, you never hear me refer to myself as a boss. I'm just a woman in business and I'm a leader. But when it comes to being the boss woman that everybody is talking about, I think you just have to understand yourself and what you will accept and won't accept, in your life. Also, I've always chosen very male-dominated industries. And if you are not seen in those industries, then you're not successful in those industries. So I always had to find a way. Like, I was always like, oh, here comes the girl, or here comes the woman. And I'm like, oh, that's what you think? All right. So whether it was selling cars or selling real estate, my goal is always to be the best. And I don't care if that offends you. I'm not coming to play small. I'm coming to play full out. And I'm not coming to shrink. I'm coming to stand tall, right? Yeah. And that's just what it is. It's developed. It's a little bit of development. It's a little bit of born with it. But I think sometimes the mistake associated with it is, in order to be this boss woman or this leader woman, you also have to not be a nice person. And I'm a nice person. I enjoy people. I like being a nice person. But these guys don't play with me.
Yeah. Facts. Ramel, let me ask you, bro. I want to know, it's not many people talk about the SBA loan storage facilities. Give us a play on that, man.
First I want to ask a question. How many of us right now rent out a storage unit? All right, why you
Say
rent
me if you rent out a storage unit.
What you rent out for? What do you put in there? Extra furniture? What else? You said you rent out units. What do you put in there? Stuff for your venue? Donni, you had your hair raised?
Yeah.
What did you put in there?
Furniture that I've been storing for like 6 years.
See? So the reason why I wanted to ask that is because for a very long time, we are consumers and we're renting out these units, but we never even thought about how we could actually own the facility, myself included. I've been in the real estate business for 9 years, and it was residential for the first 7 years, and I bumped into self-storage because I needed to get one of my tenants out, and I put his items in a unit for 90 days, and it was no units available. And I said, I need to be on this side of the business. And how I got into it, I leveraged the SBA. How many of us familiar with SBA? Small Business Administration. It's available for us. So the loan that we utilize to get in the self-storage business is called the SBA 7A loan. And the reason why I love this loan is because they finance you up to 90%. So you only have to come to the table with 10% down. So if you find $1 million self-storage facility, how much do we have to put down? How much? $100,000. So there's many ways that you can generate that capital through partners and creating different business and
Tell us
income
a couple
streams.
ways to generate the other 100, because I know you got some plays.
Absolutely. So let's say we got $1 million facility and we have to come to the table with 100% down. We leverage 0% interest business credit cards as one of the strategies. I leverage my family legacy meeting as one of the strategies, right? And it's 3 principles that I want to break down as I give y'all this game. The first principle is going to be information. So you actually investing to make sure that you're the expert. You have to understand the industry in and out. Number 2 is going to be integrity. So that's you being a man or woman of your word. And I say integrity is more than honesty, right? Integrity is actually living out your truth. So you actually following through and then having that impact. So if you have those 3 things, now you could bring other people to the table at your family legacy meeting. Yo, Neo, let's go get you $50,000 in the business line of credit at Key Bank, right? M&T Bank. All right, cool. I got $50,000. You're one of my partners. Donni, we're going to do the same thing. We get you $50,000 and $50,000. We have $150,000 that I was able to raise from other partners, 0% interest business credit cards, 12 to 18 months, and now that's my down payment on that facility. But can I take it a step further?
Please. I want to make sure they get the game.
And I have to be very thorough because I know, a lot of us, we hear, oh, this is a lot of debt, right? You're taking out business credit cards, down payment, leverage with an entire loan, but it's about strategy. I need everybody to say strategy.
Strategy.
So the reason why I love self-storage is because through one acquisition, we create multiple streams of income, which helps us pay back the loan faster. So when we acquire a self-storage facility, we also put vending machines on the facility. So now we have additional revenue. You could actually partner with U-Haul. How many of us are familiar with U-Haul? I see a U-Haul truck right in the parking lot, right? Yeah. You could actually become a partner with U-Haul where they run the service out of your facility and give you a commission. So you're not necessarily in the transportation business, but you're getting paid passively from the transportation business. So when we put all of these streams in place, that helps us build that additional capital where I'm going to put it back to pay the credit cards fast and pay off my partners in a faster pace. So now I can go and duplicate that same process.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Y'all need another partner. I'm in.
Yeah.
That's
powerful, yeah. I know, Donni, y'all looking at a podcasting co-working space. You and Shans, right?
Oh, so yeah, everybody, we are.
Oh, no. Oops, sorry. All right, never mind. But
No,
more
yeah,
of the
we
story, Donni, one thing about you're always looking to invest your money in more things that make you money, whether it's coaching, whether it's buildings, whether it's stocks, whatever. You're always, why at this point that you're always why are you always keep looking for more things to invest in?
So I learned several years ago that you can make money and you can lose it just as fast, right? And in addition to that, as an entrepreneur, if you only make money from your one business, that's too close to none. Just like as an employee, if you're only getting that one paycheck, that's too close to 0 paychecks. And so maybe 2008 to 2010-ish, I learned what a lot of money looked like coming into my bank account. And then I learned 6 months later what all that money looked like leaving my bank account. So I never want to ever again in life just rely on one source one way to make money. So now we're looking to diversify. I made a lot of money digitally in the digital space, very low cost startup business. Then we went into investing into other entrepreneurs. Now we're looking at investing into a brick and mortar space. For me, the name of the game is variety. So if something happens in the digital world, like something often happens in like the real estate world, we're still making money somewhere else. You not only don't want to have your eggs in one basket, I am a strong believer that you don't want to only have your eggs in one industry because there's no safety net there. So every time I make money, I put 20% aside into a profit account, and then that profit account I can leverage for investment. So as things come up, maybe you have a business.
So 20% of your money you put in a profit account.
In a profit account.
Do that include coaching too? In that same account, or is that a separate?
20% of all the money that I make goes into a profit account.
Got it.
Yeah. And so then as opportunities come, because there's nothing worse than a dope opportunity like this storage unit opportunity that you don't qualify for. So you can be at all the tables, and Neo, this is why it's so important. I remember being at the right tables. I've always been able to finagle my way to the table. I'm always in the front of the room. But I was there for a while with like bad credit. And then I was there for a while with like just enough to pay my bills in my account. So I'm like, okay, I'm at the table, but I still can't make any moves. What are these guys and girls doing, or these men and women doing to make these moves? Okay, I see Neo talking about event space. I see, Neo talking about leasing cars and all these different things. Success leaves clues, you guys. And so my eyes are always open for the clue. Like, what is this experience here to teach me? And through experiences, I've just learned that investing your money is more important than making money. If you can master investing money, you don't ever have to worry about making money again.
That's good. That's powerful. Yeah. And literally how we design our new program is literally, we talking about daycares, we talking about government contracting. Like, it's so many different ways. I don't believe you should only make money one way, because like you said, if something happens in that industry.
And something is going to happen.
It's not if it's going to happen.
It's when.
Yeah.
And how bad and how long is going to happen.
Yeah. And the only defense to that is information, apply information. So we talk about recession-proof businesses. You've been in the daycare space for 20 years, and that's a business that's just been paying you for a long time. But the cool thing is you say, the government never misses. So I guess talk about some experiences over 20 years, or, you've been in business a long time. What's some things people should be looking out for over these next 5-10 years from just your experience over 20 years?
Absolutely. So daycare is definitely one of the businesses that it's actually 23 years now.
Wow.
Been in daycare. And it's a business that you'll always get paid. Even if the government doesn't pay you for a few months, you can rest assured if this skips 3 months, that 4th month, all those months, that money coming at one time. And I've had people ask me, like, why you still got, daycare centers if you got this going on, that? You want to hold on to some stuff. If all this stuff fail, we at least going to pay the bills with this. We know this is recession-proof, and this is something we can hold on to. So I would definitely recommend that. And what I will say is this. I know you're hearing about all the business everybody's talking about. You do have to be good at one first and create systems, processes, and procedures in one business first before you get involved in all these other businesses and industries, because if you can't succeed at one, you won't succeed at 5. It's just impossible to do that. But as you heard Donni say, she killed it in the digital space, took that money, got some more information, and then start going into other industries. So just make sure y'all do that. But you definitely want to study history. Whatever industry that you're interested in, study the history of it. Find out what it did. If you pay attention, and I've studied this stuff, every 7 to 10 years, a shift happens, whether it be in the economy, politics, something major is going to happen between every 7 and 10 years. You want to study the industries that you're interested in going into and see how well they perform in the uptick of what's going on in the climate of the world and also in the downtime. And those are the businesses that you need to grab hold of.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So the idea is, like, even when I started events, y'all, like, I'm telling you, when I say that got me financially free, people thought it was a course. I'm like, no. I actually didn't start selling a course for 3 years after I already had the space. And I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but when you've worked your entire life and the only way you make money is when you work. When they give me that $700 for that 4 or 6 hours, and I don't gotta work for it, it hits different. I don't gotta wait 30 days for it. I'm talking about you using this spot for one time, and that allowed me to diversify and get into so many other things because I now had like that foundation. So I'm telling y'all, it's just your goal should be as quick as possible. How can I start making money in other industries? Like, how can I get in an event space, whether Airbnb, like, because you have to find a way, and I want y'all to write it down for those who are not. You got to find a way to make your money work for you so you don't have to work for it. If you do not have one way to make your money work for you and not work for it, that has to be the mission in the next 90 to 120 days. Like, it's not another way, because people are like, yo, I'm working hard. Working hard works, but it doesn't if you're working hard on the wrong thing. You're just going to be tired. Like, yo, I got 2, 3 jobs. Listen, there's nothing wrong with 2, 3 jobs, but you need one. You need to take all the money you're making and put it in something that can work so you don't have to work. I just want to make sure y'all don't miss that, right? Let's open up for a couple questions. Anybody on the stage, y'all got a question for? I want to make sure y'all able to get some coaching right here specifically on whoever y'all want to learn from. I don't know if we got a mic. If you want to hop up and go ahead and ask that.
And real quick, Neo, can you just explain, like, I don't think people realize how many different event spaces there really are out here. Like, everything that has bricks, walls, is an event space.
Everything.
If you got a pool, it's an event space.
You now can list your backyard on the app. People in people's backyards getting busy.
One of my buildings in Miami, somebody rented out the lobby to have an event in.
Yeah.
It's an event space.
Yeah. And then the other play, go approach somebody that's under marketing theirs and you become that person for them. And you make money without owning the building. It's just
too simple. It really is too easy. Like, I know I'm much older than probably most of the people in this room, but when I was on my entrepreneurship journey, we didn't have like social media and stuff. And so you had to really be in a room. Like, you had to get lucky. Now you have social media, you guys. And Neo, I'm going to disagree with something that you said.
Yeah.
2 and 3 jobs is okay. It's not. There are so many ways to make money. Like, I really want you to calculate your time. 2 and 3 jobs are for 2 and 3 people, not for one person. And I want you to calculate that $20 an hour that you might make from that second job for those 4 hours that you're working, and you're stressing yourself out over this $80 a day that you might make 3 or 4 days a week. We're literally talking about $200 to $300 a week. You can't find a neighbor who's underutilizing their backyard and saying, let me help you cash flow this and I'll share this with you 50-50. You can't find someone that you know who has a car that's just parked in the driveway in whatever condition and say, hey, this car is just not making any money, it's not serving a purpose. Let me show you a way that we can cash flow this and I'll split it with you 50-50. You mean to tell me you can't figure out a way with all this evidence? There's evidence up here on the stage. There's evidence on Instagram, evidence all over the internet. And with all this evidence, see, you're still skeptical, but skepticism is only valid in the absence of evidence. Raise your hand on this stage. You see 4 pieces of evidence in this room. If you have a business in this room right here, raise your hand. Evidence. Somebody say evidence.
evidence.
It's the evidence that I don't need 2 and 3 jobs. It's the evidence that I instead need to look around me at what's available and do whatever it takes to make this money in an integral way. That's all I got.
That was good. No, that's powerful, yeah. And I really want y'all to catch that, man. I want y'all to catch that. That's powerful, Donni. DePaul, talk to me, King.
Hey, everybody. My question is, for all of you, I have learned over
Directed
the last year,
to one so we could try to get a couple
Perfect.
with our time we got.
All right. I've learned that making money and investing money are 2 different skill sets. But in all of your time and experience, what was your biggest investment, L, and how did you recover the confidence to keep pushing forward and move to the next one?
That's a great question. You said the biggest investment, L.
Yeah, the loss.
And how did you recover for? One of y'all got a big L? Y'all want to share? I got to think of one. I've had a lot. Go ahead. You said you. Oh, yeah, I ain't talking about that one. Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, I'll go. I've lost 7 figures in deals by not having paperwork right. That's one of the biggest things I tell everybody in business. I'm big, like, have your paperwork right. Everything. And this is the thing, like, contracts are so important, and I'll tell you why. A lot of y'all don't read through y'all contracts. Y'all just excited to be able to do business deals, and y'all just signing the dotted line. Contracts are not for when everything is good. Contracts are for when everything is not good. You got to make sure that you stay on top of your paperwork, because you can invest a lot of money and lose it fast just by not having your paperwork together. So that would be mine.
And just to add, I'll give you guys an example. I signed a lease on my second spot, and I want y'all to just write this down, right? First right of refusal. And what happened was I leased the building, and literally they sold the building under my nose, like gone. But the clause first right of refusal, it basically states that if they were to sell the building, they got to give you the ability to buy it first. They didn't even come to me. So happens that they wanted me to stay in the building. But imagine you invested 20 grand getting the building right, 50 grand getting the building right. Within 3 months, they sell it and say you're displaced. So I'm telling you, when I talk about investing, it's not what you do know, it's what you don't know. So I didn't know that, trying to do it on my own. And now I know, now we got lawyers reviewing certain stuff, because that could have cost me.
Hey, what's up? You're looking at this video because you are enjoying the episode. What I need you to do right now, I need you to like, subscribe, and share this episode below. I'm not going to ask you for anything on this episode other than share this with a friend. My goal is literally for this to be one of the most impactful, one of the most powerful podcasts there are, that moves people into action and takes people from where they are to where they want to be. And one other favorite I want to ask, can you leave in the comments below at least 2 to 3 different comments on your biggest takeaways, what you're loving the most, and one thing that you're going to do to push yourself closer to your goals and your dreams. So again, thank you so much for tapping in. Get back to the episode.
I want to add to that. I want to add. So my biggest investment L came from being cheap, right? How many of us like be looking at the price like, nah, I don't want to pay that, right? Right? And a couple years ago, this property that I purchased, and I had 2 contractors. And this contractor wasn't licensed, but he was cheaper, and he said he could get the job done. So I go the cheaper route, and he did the job completely wrong. And the city come and do the inspection, and now I have to redo everything and pay triple the amount that I would have paid if I would have just went with the certified licensed electrician. So cutting corners and being cheap and thinking that I'm gonna save some money now is gonna cost you later. So just go pay that bag right now and get ahead of it and get the experts.
And that's why, great, Ramel, that was good. And that's why I tell y'all, like, y'all, oftentimes when I talk about coaching, like, people get it wrong. Like, I'm not selling you coaching to only make money. Like, I'm selling you coaching because your life will change, and I'm going to help you avoid a mistake that is not if you're going to make them. You're going to make the mistake. So what a lot of times is we assume we got till tomorrow or the next week. No, that's why I invested $400,000 last year, because y'all already went through this. Let me not go through what you already went through storage units. You already went through daycares. You already went. Oh, okay. I want somebody to say fast pass. We've been told figure it out on our own. And every time we do that, you take 2 to 3 years, and you probably could have did. I got people making $1 million in a day, $100,000 in a day, some in a month, $10K in a month with their event space, $50K. Tanisha just crossed $100,000, last month with her event space, y'all. Clap it up, right? And people are able to do that in a lot quicker time period because of mistakes I might have made. People are able to go make certain money in a day because I'm like, yo, I spent 7 years studying this and over $1 million in myself. So now you don't got to go make all these mistakes. So I'm letting y'all know, like, when y'all hear those opportunities, the reason why I always jump on them, because I'm like, yo, this will save me. I'll get my life back. Yeah. So y'all, if y'all could all leave us with a piece of advice for our audience, my goal is for them to be able to leave here impacted, ready to go make some money. So I don't know if y'all could, I know we down on our time, if y'all could just share a word of encouragement or any last words for today's speech.
I'll start. Right now I'm on something different. Like, I'm on something different all the time, Neo. You know, I'm always learning something. Yeah. And if I could leave you with any advice, my advice today would be to immediately stop doing your best. Immediately stop doing your best. The reason that I encourage you to stop doing your best immediately is because your best is subjective. What is the metric system that you're using to measure what your best actually really means? Some of your bars are set so low that your best isn't even good. And instead of simply doing your best, I want you to look at the opportunity that you're going after and determine what's required. What is required? I want you to wake up every single day and ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, today, you've already made the decision to stop doing your best, right? Because if you and I are going after the same opportunity, I promise you that your best isn't measuring up to mine. It's subjective. So we're not doing our best. We're doing what's required. Every day, ask yourself 2 questions, and if you approach life this way, it becomes so much easier, so much more powerful, so much faster. Number 1, what does it require of me today to get the result that I want? What's required of me today to get the result that I want? First thing is for you to write the question down so you don't forget it. The second question is, what can I do today that my future self will be grateful for? Every single day, a part of your morning routine, before you walk out of that door, what's required of me today? What does it take for me to get the result? Second question, what can I do today, one thing, that my future self will be grateful for?
Powerful. Let's go. That's a hard act to follow. I'm happy I don't got to go. So.
For sure. So, not to take things down, but this entire week, I've been having some thoughts in my head. So, I had 2 people that I stopped from committing suicide, right? And these 2 people, like, their face just been going through my head over and over all week. And I'm like, God, what is this about? Like, why you keep bringing these people to my head? One of them was actually a mentor of mine. The difference between the 2 people was one was broke and didn't have anything. The other one was a multimillionaire. And what I realized between the 2 is, like, what would make you want to just end it all? What would make you want to just give up on life? Like, I'm replaying the conversations that I had with both of these people, right? One person that I stopped committing suicide, I didn't know him personally. Don't know if he wound up doing it again or not. The other person, which was the millionaire, was a personal friend and mentor of mine. I stopped him the first time. He actually wound up still taking his life years later. But what I realized between the 2 is that they were not clear on their purpose here on earth yet. And some of y'all are doing things right now, and you're jumping around to different things, and you're stopping things that you really need to go through the full process, because somebody else you're going to be able to bless, but you keep aborting your mission too soon because you have not got 100% in fruition of what your purpose is yet. So what I would like to say and leave with y'all is to hold on and just keep going until you identify the proper opportunity and timing to tap into your purpose, because there are people that are connected to you that you will be a blessing to while you're frustrated right now in your process, while it looks like things are not showing up the way they are, and you're looking at everybody else and it's like, why is it happening for them, but it's not happening for me yet? Keep going anyway. And remember this, there's no traffic in the extra mile.
That's a fact.
Everybody else is running for the finish line. Everybody else is training for the finish line. Train for the extra mile, because what happens when you get to the finish line? You'll blow past it.
That's good.
Damn, y'all. That's tough to follow, both of y'all. So I'm going to leave 2 words, 2 simple words, right? The first thing that I'm going to leave with y'all is just being confident and saying no. Like, I want y'all to say no.
No.
No. And what I mean by that is, like, you got to lock in. You got to be comfortable. If somebody reach out to you, no, I'm not going to the club tonight. No, I'm not lending you money that I don't have. No, I'm not getting on the phone to gossip because I'm locked in. I'm at this mentorship. I'm at this mastermind. I'm doing everything in my power to get to that next level. So really just being confident and saying no. And then the second word I want to leave with us is focus. So focus is fulfilling obligations consistently until successful. So the job is not done until you are successful at it. And success is not you actually doing it. It's teaching hundreds and thousands of other people how to do the exact same thing. That's when you are successful at that. So just continuously go out there, reach your goals, and fail fast. Like, we are scared of failure, but the truth is, failure is the cheat code to success. And that's a fact. Yeah. As soon as you fail, the more you'll learn, and then you'll be able to impact the world.
Clap it up, y'all. Let's go. Thank y'all so much for just taking time out of y'all busy schedules to be here, y'all. Make sure y'all follow them all, Donni Wiggins, me, and Ramel. Man, they absolutely crushing it, y'all. And again, our goal is to really make sure y'all leave here with that game. So everybody stand up at y'all feet, clap it up for our guests.
Live your life.